This thing is so freaking cool. I'm going over here. Holy crap. The interior is maroon. Look at that. Should have parked somewhere else. This thing's awesome. And then like just this guy, like he's just hanging out by himself. Like, hey, I'm a DeLorean. Just DeLoreans for days. I kind of like it. Kel's DMC. Kel's DMC.
We're going to have a beautiful day. We'd like to thank you, Miss Lloyd, for that. And also carry on in graduation.
What is this?
For this beautiful facility down here. Don't forget about the DeLorean Museum inside. Mr. Dick Sutton's in there. And again, we'd like to thank the vendors. Plenty of vendors right here in the big white tent. Just go up the ramp into the tent. There you're going to see things you have never seen. Things you can't do without. The DeLorean owner, Franklin owner, you got to be in there. I know you listen to those parts. So stop on in there and check them out. Again, we would like to thank all the bricklets for coming out. I just got a chance to go over there underneath the bricklet tent. Boy, they're so beautiful. I like them. I like them. Would you like to welcome all these people? Nah.
Holy crap, it's a Tesla.
Know that they're welcome, don't you?
Look at that.
Every
Sorry.
day.
Gosh, what is going on? It's freaking turbo.
There's a 7.3 in here and
Freaking turbo. Holy crap.
I've got everything but a remote and
It's turbo.
kidney card.
Oh my gosh, this thing's freaking cool.
How's it going? Good. Looks like it's got more with he's concerned more with oil than
Look at this little guy. Just look down here. Holy crap.
Always with each other.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's in there. Look at those. I can't control myself. I just can't control myself. Like the window's open. What the heck? That's crazy. Look at that. So he's like tore it apart. You can like see the inside of it. You probably can't see it on the freaking camera.
Get with the
He's got the lights.
Marriott Management, and they will tell you.
Yeah, look at that. He's got the little flux capacitor in the back. See it right there? Cop car DeLorean. Really though, Tesla. But DeLorean.
If I hit them too hard, you can feel the rear boom, 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 because you got all this weight back here, and they just can't keep up with it. But the fronts are solid as rock. Long story short, 2-lane interstate on the way up here, 16-hour drive at one point, and I was right here. I'm not going to endorse and try to sell it to you. I want to say.
Well, I just rebuilt the stock calipers.
Back in time.
Rebuilt it. I got a rebuild kit from Australia on eBay. And apparently some Peugeot camper vans that they sold in Europe used a version of the same carburetor.
Look at that. DMC 12.
Just go.
That looks sweet. Covers and everything. Look at that. That looks sick. Gosh, these things are sweet. Look at this. That is friggin' awesome. Front engine. Man, look at this one. Oh my god. It's so freaking cool. Man, that is awesome.
Okay, listen up out there. Christopher Lloyd's going to be walking down the aisle through the tent here. Am I right?
Yeah, it's got that little logo right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's got speakers in the headrest. Wow. I don't know too much about these. Oh yeah, and then here's some DeLoreans, no big deal. Here's just 20 million DeLoreans. Got that flux capacitor though. Oh, look at this little guy.
It's all right. I got the.
This is just beautiful. Oh, yes! Finally! Got that red one though. No big deal, just a red DeLorean. Holy crap. Man, that's shifty though. Got that Marty McFly. Gosh. There's just so much to look at. Look at that. What the heck? 3.0. I don't know what any of this is doing. That is so cool. Got that VTEC. What the heck is this? Are you kidding? Look at that. steering wheel too.
My son mounted his meeting here. He does everything. Music, backup. We got a backup camera on it.
Really?
Navigation system. He had to modify the body to put that
Change the mounts in the frame. Get a weld in new mounts for the frame to fit the engine in.
Are you kidding me?
Transmission a little bit to handle all the extra power from that. I want to see this a lot.
Seriously, that thing is legendary.
Christopher Lloyd is out here. He's walking through the tent down the aisle. Please do not crowd around him. Just stand by your car. If you'd like to get a picture with him, he'll stop and pose. But you need to let him get through the aisle. So please do not crowd around him so he can get through here. Also, Carly Wells is out here with us today. She's going around somewhere out here. You can't miss her. But we do ask everyone to please do not crowd around Christopher so that he can get through the aisle. Also, again, we'd like to remind you that Mr. Nick Sutton is having a book signing on the DeLorean story. He is the author of it. He is in the DeLorean Museum. We'll be there till 12:30. Give you a little over an hour yet. We'd like to get a book signed by him. Don't forget about our vendors area. The vendors area is right in the big white tent. Just about all those things that you're looking for and you can never find.
This thing is so
They've got it right there at the vendors area. Again, we'd like to remind you that the Fairfield High School Show Band will be kicking off inside. We'll let you know when that gets started. And again, we'd like to thank everyone, including the Brooklyns, the GTO, and all of you DeLorean owners for making this a very successful DeLorean National right here at the beautiful Marriott Inn.
That guy makes a great Marty McFly. That looks so freaking cool. It's awesome. One and only. Must be getting closer to Lloyd. Got that green DeLorean though. Got that green DeLorean.
I guess we'll use. I was hoping it was gold, but I guess we'll use just.
Look at that.
It's not a retainer. No. The retainer? Yeah. Can I get you this actually?
Look at that shifter. I think it's the motor. Goldie Wilson. It's for sale. It's for sale. I'm gonna go put my bid in. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, Proto 1, I thought so. Pilot 21. I know, I love him. He even talks like him. Aww.
What? Wait a second, I can't be next to myself.
Oh my god.
You're never supposed to run into yourself. Yeah, come on. What happened?
I'll do that. Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Lloyd sat in this seat right here. There it is. Look, he's got the Hot Wheel. Wonder how hard he looked for that Hot Wheel. No, you're fine, man. Enjoy it.
He was the illustrator for the first Back to the Future film. Please welcome back to the stage Andrew Proberge. As Andrew makes his way up, I will go to our next VIP group. This next esteemed colleague is known as the Professor. Yes, he was a regular on a TV series called Adventures in Wonderland. He was in Amen and What a Country. It appeared on Laverne and Shirley, Cagney and Lacey, and even What's Happening Now. Please welcome the gentleman who sang to you this afternoon during that moving marriage proposal, Professor Harry Waters, Jr. He's worked in Wall-E and Up, Monsters University. He appeared in White Men Can't Jump, 21 Jump Street, Hill Street Blues, What's Happening Now? Yes. He's handing out raffle tickets. Mr. Don Fullala. Is she back yet? Not here yet. All right. We turn our attention to the delicate creature who's just come in through the door. She's appeared on The Mentalist. She was a regular on the television version of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Herbie the Love Bug. She has 4 feature films in pre-production that she's working on. Are you producing any of those?
No.
Oh. See, she was recently seen in Alien Armageddon. And she is the proprietor of a great clothing store in Hollywood called Armani Wells. Please welcome Miss Claudia Wells. Jennifer Parker. How many of you saw me as Screech's guru on Saved by the Bell? Thank you. I co-starred with Clint Eastwood in Pale Rider about 30 years ago. Twilight Zone movie on the airplane with John Lithgow and George Miller's segment of 30,000 Feet Nightmare. Diagnosis Murder, Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Max Headroom, Dallas, quite a few other little bits and pieces I've appeared in. Thank you. Let's welcome Jeffrey Weissman. This next esteemed associate has been so multifaceted, a writer, a producer, a director, and he is the main reason, once again, that the DeLorean is in Back to the Future. Please welcome Bob Gale. He's currently in the film A Million Ways to Die as the character Doc Brown. There are a million ways to die in the West. He's an incredible resume. Page Master, Who Framed Roger Rabbit as Judge Doom. The Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Who remembers him as I first fell in love with his work watching his work in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And Adam's Family is Uncle Fester.
That's right.
Of course, as the Reverend Jim in Taxi. Still on the small screen, he's been on West Wing and Cyber Chase and on and on. Oh my goodness. Please welcome Mr. Christopher Lloyd. So this is just for a moment, this is a good photo op for all of you who want to get us together. Yeah, there's not. Did I forget someone? Oh. I know. Right here? Yeah, three. Here, guys. I see a hand.
Actually, what I wanted to do is, because we have a few people that, how many people here it's their first show? Raise your hand. All right, good. So I can tell them one of my old stories if you haven't heard it. But we have some people up here who this is their first show, so nobody's heard any of their stories. And I thought it would be great to start by having everyone tell behind the scenes Back to the Future story that you won't find on the DVD or anything else. Yeah, so, Harry.
Wow, the sound is so loud. You don't need a microphone. All right, stand up. All right. Look at this great crowd up here. Okay, one story. When I finally got to show up on the set in the gym to do the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, it was the first new thing that they had shot in the movie because they had to start over again. For some reason, I don't know, it had nothing to do with me. But by the time we got there, the crew was so excited. And everything was new, and they were doing that $10,000 shot where Marty's hand was disappearing, and no one had ever done that technology before. It was the first time. They were shooting backstage at the end of the day, the last day of my shooting, and they were doing the scene with the phone. That phone call that I made to my cousin. Ah! Good, the sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this. One take.
Now, one of my favorite stories is about when we were casting Doc Brown. Chris, I'm going to let you tell the story because you tell it better than I can. Haven't you?
We'll see.
Yeah, since you like it so much, I'm going to add a little bit to it. So, I was in Mexico City somewhere, doing a film, and I was quite content with what I was doing. And my agent sent me a script for Back to the Future. And I did not know Bob Zemeckis, I did not know Bob Gale, and he wanted me to fly back and meet both parties. And I was very reluctant to do so because I was working on a film and I really didn't want to make the trip. Also, I had moved to LA after having spent several years in New York City. I had finally got to a point where I was doing a lot of theater work. I'd been offered a role in a play in the New York area, which I really thought would be great. And Hans Christian Andersen, if you will, with Colleen Dewhurst as my mom. And I thought, what the hell am I doing out here? In the soulless, wasteful, artificial, fake Hollywood. I don't mean all that from a certain perspective. So the script came along, and I kind of read it because I had to, I was expected to, Back to the Future, what's that? And I decided, hell with this, I'm going back to New York. And I took the script, I dumped it in the waste paper basket. I wish there were projections that could show you a waste paper basket with a script falling into it, with appropriate sound effects. But that's what I did. And the lady friend who was with me said that my motto always in New York had been, leave no stone unturned regarding casting, no matter what it was. A stormy, rainy day in some miserable little park in an off Broadway play. I'd get my ass up and I'd go down there and I'd check it out. And I had to agree. I'd always done that. And I wasn't doing that script. So I lifted it out of the waste paper basket. I read it over and called my agent, and I made the trip back to LA and met Bob Zemeckis. I'm not sure whether we met at that moment or not. And I was sold. I said, okay, I'll do it. And the play, by the way, bombed. But I just figured how different my life would be today had I not changed course. It's just been amazing. Here we are. Okay.
We tell stories, some are true and some are not true, because this is true. As Chris says, the moral is leave no stone unturned, or as I usually tell it, always take the meeting. So it's good advice for everybody, whatever field you're in, always take the meeting. Another demand, I've been asked to tell the famous Mustang story. And I'll backtrack a little bit on this because we have people here who have not heard of it. When you make a movie, yeah, there's kids in the audience, so I'll, well, you can either cover their ears or, it is better, the R-rated version. Product placement is something that is done in movies. When you see a brand name product, chances are that the company has paid money to have their product in the movie, and it's helpful actually if it's done correctly, because it adds a level of reality. There was a time when the lawyers would never even let you use a known product. If you shot a scene in a grocery store in the soda aisle, you had to have all fake brand soda. You couldn't show Coke, you couldn't show Pepsi, you couldn't show 7-Up, you couldn't show anything. Eventually that started to get looser, and the prop department guys figured out that they could make a killing by making deals with the soda companies, and they say, I'll put a Coke in the movie and just give us free Coke, and that's how it got started. And then, well, in our movie we used Pepsi, obviously. And of course we got money from Pepsi for that. Well, the studio started to catch on. Hey, there's actually, before the studios caught on, there were independent contractors who were the product placement guys. And you hired them, and they would go out, they'd read your script, and they'd say, well, we can get a soda here, we can get a car here, we can get gasoline, brand of gasoline here, we can get a candy bar here. E.T. had Reese's Pieces in it. That did wonders for the sale of Reese's Pieces because M&M's wasn't interested in it. Yeah, true story. So, Universal, then the studios started to say, well, the independent guys who were doing this, the way they would make these deals is if they would promote $30,000 for product placement, they took half, and half went to the production. So these guys are making a killing. Universal decided to get into this business and said, you know, we should be making this money. But they hired a woman who was totally incompetent at it. And so what she did, because she didn't know what to do, she hired one of these shameless, sleazy promoters. I don't even know if the guy's alive, but I'll say his name because he's a douche. His name was Richard Helfrich. And Richard, my first meeting with him, I'll never forget, the guy drives up in a Rolls Royce. He's wearing an Armani suit with monogrammed shirts and monogrammed cufflinks. And I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt. So this guy's making the big time wrong impression on me. And he's gone through my script, and he's got the woman from Universal, Susan Stein, in there, and they're going through and telling me we can get this, we can get that. We can get Coca-Cola. I said, no Coke, Pepsi. We wanted Pepsi because the logo of Pepsi was different in 1955 than in 1985. And they said, how about Shell gasoline? I said, no, you get Texaco, because the logo of Texaco was different in 1955 than it was in 1985, and we wanted to always show a contrast. So Bob Zemeckis and I had some really strong ideas about any brand that we used in the movie had to have a change from 1955 to 1985. Well, a week or two later, Helfrich comes into my office and he says, Bob, I can get you $75,000. Now, in 1984, when we're having this conversation, $75,000 almost pays for 2 days of shooting. That's a lot of money. And when he's telling me he gets $75,000, he's actually going to get $150,000 because he's going to put $75,000 in his own pocket. I said, oh yeah, Richard, what? How are you going to do that? He says, all you have to do is change the DeLorean to a Ford Mustang. The Ford Motor Company will write a check for $150,000 if Doc Brown has a Mustang instead of a DeLorean. I looked straight at him and I said, Richard, Doc Brown doesn't drive a Mustang. So many of you are here because Chris is here. Let's have a big round of applause for Chris.
just incredible, all of you, and your enthusiasm and excitement about DeLorean, and it's amazing. I feel very privileged and honored to be here.
We love you.